When you
You know,
first heard of the concept of PTHD, what ran through your mind? What was your thoughts of it?
well, I think we've been. I think about veterans, right? You think about veterans who went to war, and how we treat veterans in our country, who went to war to fight for our freedoms, right? The post traumatic stress syndrome, right? As we've heard PTSD. Oh, you got PTSD. Uh,
Mhm,
Boy, crazy. That's not funny. That's not a joke thing.
mhm,
These are real things. We get triggered,
mhm,
and so I think about triggers. I think about Dr. Joy DeGroot Leary. She has an amazing platform, post traumatic slave syndrome,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Um, and I think that's when I started to like think about past life experiences or generational curses as being post traumatic disorders, right? It's like, oh, and when I learned about post traumatic hood disorder, I'm like, yeah, that's even going deeper because in post traumatic slave syndrome, or even just PTSD, you don't even have to be there.
mhm,
You can have PTSD by what somebody else went through.
mhm,
You know what I'm saying? Oh, my homegirl got in a car accident. I don't even want to get in the car now.
mhm,
It's traumatic. Nah, my son was on a roller coaster. He got stuck. I'm never getting on a roller coaster.
mhm,
Those are real things that happen. So it doesn't have to be like culturally specific or like this hood, but like in our particular hood, there are specific things that traumatize us that we have to live with. Like growing up in a food desert, you know, shopping for food for less. Like, and no knock on the brand name or nothing, but like, come on. We want the most quality food, the most optimal nutrition. We don't want food for less.
mhm,
You know, we want food for more. You know what I'm saying? We want to eat what's best on the planet. Like, and so like the food deserts. You know, I'm a holistic health coach, certified Institute of Integrative Nutrition, and I wanted to do that because I wanted to heal the health in the community. I grew up with the worst acne ever. Like I had cystic acne, boom, all over my face. Grateful I don't look like what I've been through, but when I was going through that, I had to heal myself from the foods that I was eating, all
mhm,
right, and the lifestyle I was living while eating that food. And when I changed my diet, it changed the way my skin responded. And I
mhm,
was like, "Oh, wave the flag, wave the flag." I can tell everybody in the world now, "Yo, I've had a breakthrough. I'm gonna share my testimony. I got certified." I was like, "I'm gonna let everybody know." And then people start looking at me like, "So, like, what does that mean?" Not that I wasn't a good consultant or I wasn't able to help people on their nutritional
mhm,
journey, but I realized fast that people are kind of stuck in their ways because as Dr. Joy says, it's like there's adaptive behavior.
mhm,
There's survivalistic behavior. So
mhm,
survivalistic behavior can look like I'm going to the store, I got $20. I'm gonna come back with food. You know what I'm saying? That's survivalistic means she came back, she made $20 stretch for the family. Now, what she may stretch, that may not be the most optimal nutrition, right? But it's survivalistic, right? Adaptive behavior. Oh shit, man! The police company take your hat off. Straighten up. Hey, don't look back. Don't look. We make jokes about that shit. Hey
yeah,
man, don't look back. It's in the movies, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
yeah,
don't look like when the police get behind you, the pressure that goes upon. And I don't mean this in no gender way or whatnot, but like as a black man,
mhm,
like with a clean license today,
mhm,
I feel liberated because for many years I drove around not clean, or just driving around while black. And the sheriffs will pull up on you and kick their door open with their foot before the car stopped rolling, and then hop out with their guns drawn and
mhm,
kind of like trot to your car and don't ask you for your license or your registration and grab your door handle and open the door and automatically grab your hand and tell you to get out the car. Like that's post-traumatic hood disorder.
Did you know that 98% of all traffic tickets issued end in conviction? Even if you hire a lawyer. Once convicted, you can end up with points on your driving record. Your insurance rates are going to shoot through the roof. Oh, and don't forget about the fine. If you don't pay the fine, your license gets suspended. So, are you ready to dodge the charge? Then you must do something different. Get the facts on how to properly contest your traffic ticket. Go to ticketfacts.com right now. Tickets like speeding tickets, suspended license ticket, cell phone tickets, insurance tickets, registration tickets, anything with a ticket, you can beat it. Want to dodge the charge? Then go to ticketfacts.com. That's ticketfacts.com or call 866-932-9008. That's 866-932-9008. We share the facts because we've been where you're at. So click or call now.
You know what I'm saying? That's happened in Inglewood. That's happened in Compton. That's happened in LA. That's happened all over this place. When I think post-traumatic hood disorder, I think about hip hop. I think that was the remedy. I think that hip hop has done more for racial relations and bringing the world together than anything else ever in the history, you know, that I can remember of, right? And so, not to say that there's nothing else, but I'm just saying hip hop, when you think about it in its truest and purest form, it crossed over every generation. It crossed over every creed, color. I mean, no matter where you come from, any depth of the earth, hip hop has penetrated and created an olive branch for everybody to come to the world stage to you know, appreciate each other's and our differences. Because I do think that's the lack of. It's like we don't really like the differences a lot of the times, and so differences could be like deficiencies to people. But difference is not deficient every time, you know. But as it pertains back to our hood and our communities and our hoods that we live in, we got to get away from the lowest hanging fruit mentality. You know, that becomes like the obvious. It's like, okay, I went to the grocery store, I got oranges and apples. That's the low hanging fruit. Like, they didn't have no kiwis. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have no mangoes. You know, where's the other fruit? You know, it's like, and that's with being, oh, that's the other thing, being localized to that neighborhood, right? We gotta go, we gotta venture out. It's one thing that I noticed my mom says a lot. She goes, way over there? That's far. I'm like, far from what? What is it far from? Far from your comfort zone? Let's get outside of that. Because I heard the brother AD on the interview talking about, man, we've been duped. We've been duped, God. The world is huge and it has a lot to offer, right? And so one way to solve and heal the traumatic hood disorder is to travel. Get you a passport. Travel. I'm telling you, that's the greatest thing that I've ever been able to do in my life is travel. Once I started to travel, I started to see the world in its real form, and it opened my mind up. It opened my mind up to when I came back, I was in a different space. I had experienced something. It's not like it's I mean, it's so much that the world has to offer. You'll realize how small this setting is, right? As soon as you get outside of this setting, there's so many other things that matter too. And when you are so localized in something that is not progressive, it's not growing, it's not evolving, or you're not a part of that evolvement, then it's up or down. You cannot serve two masters, and I think that's what we were talking about when that came about.
Yeah.
Which way are you going? Like, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Are you part of the problem or the solution?